buy-in from a majority of Nigerians. And if the government continues to frame this as short-term pain for long-term gain, isn't there a piece missing? Speaking to Amaka's point, they need to give a timeline. They need to say this is a 3-year program or a 5-year program so that people can at least have a horizon.
Well, you see, this thing is like cancer, that has happened over time, and we need to go through chemotherapy. And you see, I agree with Abaka that this communication needs to be better, from the government end, so that you're able to manage the narrative and also manage expectations, of the people. But clearly, you see all the solutions being shared here with Hamza. They are all medium and long-term solutions. And what that paints is the fact that we've been having quick fix for multiple decades. The subsidy, we've been subsidizing everything in the country, and it has eaten up, to the future that we're living now. And the more we drag it, the worse things are going to be. So yes, government is putting efforts in terms of medium and long term. But what we need in the short term now are quick alternatives like CNG that I've spoken about, and also better communication so that people's expectation is being managed carefully. And also people need to be able to see the realities. From the minimum wage the labor is asking of, the labor union is asking of for about 1.2 million people. It's way above the entire country's budget. So where are you going to find the money to be able to do that? So we have to own up to the mistakes we've made in the past collectively, as people, and then work together in planning for the future, but knowing that this is not just going to disappear in the thin air.
Since Amaka brought up the question of timing, I've been wondering, did the president perhaps take these unpopular measures on day one of his presidency so that he could give himself a long runway? He has a 4-year term, right? As long as possible of a runway before he needs to seek re-election, and maybe 2 years from now, he'll be 3 years into his term, 1 year away from a potential re-election, he can start showing maybe, hopefully, right, fingers crossed, potential benefits of his policies.
Well, yes, of course. The president understood clearly that this thing cannot continue to go on, for long. And the earlier you do it, the better. But in terms of, the timeline and the depth of the road, unless you are in the government, within the system, you wouldn't be able to see how much time is required and the depth of the road that has accumulated over 6 years.
Amaka.